Okay, so this is going to be a review of the Nikon 35mm 1.8 DX autofocus lens. Um, it's a $200 lens. It's it's built pretty tough for $200, I'd say. This was the first lens I bought. I bought it with my D40 body a while back. Uh, I didn't buy a kit lens, so if you ever see my photography or styles, you can tell that I've been using wide open apertures for a while, and I'm very comfortable with it. But for those of you that don't own a fixed focal prime lens, I recommend trying one at least. If you only own if you own like a D90, a D40, whatever, and you only own the kit lens with it, without trying something like this, you'll never know what you're missing, which is a bad thing. You should totally know what you're missing. You can see here, boop. You can see me, yeah, through the lens. That's what it looks like wide open. It's a 1.8, goes up to 1.8, stops down to 22, I think. Yeah, 22. Uh, it's it has one switch on the side, manual, auto, and manual. The manual auto, for people who don't know, is basically automatic. It automatically focuses, but you can grab the focus ring whenever you want, while it's autofocusing, when it's not autofocusing, whatever, and turn it to manual focus. It's actually pretty useful. It's a small lens. I think it weighs about 6 grams or ounces. No, 6 ounces. Yeah, 6 ounces. 6 grams. That would be nothing. This is what it looks like mounted on a D40. So this is the lens. You can see it's really tiny. Very. There's not that much light in here, if you can't tell, but it's fast. Fast shutter speed. See? Yeah. So that's what it performs like on a camera. It is a DX lens. You can't use it on most Nikon film cameras. The higher end models, F5, F6, I think you can. Some of the most of the older ones, you can't use this lens on. I would say drawbacks of this lens. I would say it doesn't have aperturing. I always look for aperturing in the lens. I don't care if Nikon has to add $30, $100, whatever to their lenses to add the ring on. I think it's worth it personally, but most amateurs would disagree with me. Another thing, 35mm focal length. It's equivalent to 56mm in 35mm film, I believe. Not my favorite focal length. I usually go for a little longer, maybe a 70 to 100 in FX format. Good things about this lens. It has really fast autofocus. Not the fastest, but for a lens, I would say $500 and under. Fastest autofocus. The ring is extremely durable. The lens is extremely durable. The focus ring, I scratched that thing. I have gashes in this thing, chunks missing, everything. It's still perfect. Smooth, fast, perfect. The outside of the lens has dents. I have dents in this thing. I dropped it from like 5 feet up. Dropped it on the ground. Hard top, hard ground. Boom. Still works. Everything functions properly. Internal focusing still works. Basically, for a plastic lens, $200, you're getting your money's worth. The only person I could see not needing this lens would be no one. Everyone should own this lens. It's a really good lens. I think most professionals actually do own this lens. They keep it in their pocket. there's ever low light, if it's very low light, or they need a closer shot in low light. They carry their 70 to 200 millimeters, 70 to 200, 2.8, the big ones, carry around, and then they go, oh no, the guy's coming closer, right? Put this on, even close, because it focuses up to 1 foot, and the 7200, a little under 5 feet, I think, somewhere around that range. So for your money, 200, if you have $200, don't have any prime lenses, or even if you do have prime lenses and you just want a wider one, this is a good lens. Yeah, so I would recommend buying it. I think my next review is gonna be of probably either the Nikon SB600 flash unit or an 18 to 200 millimeter, the 18 to 200 millimeter zoom lens. If you have any questions, you can just send me a put a comment, send me a message, whatever, and I'll get back to you. And if you have a serious question that might be a little harder, question about a certain lens or something, I try to specifically do Nikon, but photography in general, I can answer questions, and feel free to don't be afraid to ask. Uh, I'll answer anything to the best of my abilities. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, bye.